Okay. Yes, thank you so much, dear Isaac and Josiah, my co-hosts. I can see we are now 50, and like I promised, just a few minutes past 2, we are supposed to start our lesson, and we are going to start. So I welcome you back from your holidays. I know you're still at home enjoying, but allow me to welcome you back to our help lessons. Like the timetable was shared in our WhatsApp group, we are going to have these lessons for some days. If you're not in the group, please let us know. And by the end of this lesson, we should be able to add you there. We have our group for Senior 3. That is where we share all the content that concerns our class for all the lessons, for all the subjects. Yes, it's not for just English. It is a place where we converge and share all matters concerning Senior 3. You're welcome. I wish you a happy new year. I pray that Senior 3 is going to be fruitful for you. I pray that you're going to enjoy your projects. It's going to be a bit tough, but I pray that you're ready for it. Yes. So we are going to have our very first topic for Senior 3. I'm very much aware that some of you didn't cover all the content for Senior 2, but that's very okay. Your teachers are going to find a way of, helping you to catch up. For us, we are going to start on the very first chapter of Senior 3, English. And that chapter is called Childhood Memories. I am going to share my screen. And, okay. I am going to first share my screen. Then share the PowerPoint. I'll keep alternating from the PowerPoint to the learner's guide. I have 2 references today. I made a simple PowerPoint presentation for us to take us through the introduction of childhood memories. And then we have the usual book that we use at school, the Senior 3 New Vision English Learner's Guide. Yes, I'm going to use both. Okay, so okay, Isaac, can you see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, that's good. So I shared this work on my email. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm going to ask Isaac to pick at least 2 people to read for us what is in the first slide, what they can see in the first slide.
Okay.
Hmm.
There is Amanya Marcus. Please unmute.
Yes. Thank you so much. Marcus, you can read for us anything you see in the first slide. We have that introductory slide. Just read for us what you can see.
It's not unmuting, but Chloe, please unmute.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon to you, Chloe. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
What
I'm saying is childhood is the most beautiful of all life seasons.
Do you agree with that, Chloe?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think childhood is not stressing, because that's when even in your childhood you're always taken care of by any elder.
Okay.
You're treated like if you're like handled like an egg, if I could say that.
Okay, I like that. That is very true. Thank you so much for sharing, Chloe. So indeed, that is one quote that I found very interesting and true. Childhood is the most beautiful of all life seasons. So as we go through this chapter, we are going to be sharing a lot about our childhood memories. It's a full chapter for you in senior 3. And even when you go back to school, your teachers are going to take you through this very chapter deeply. You're going to read a lot about it. As for this lesson, it is majorly introductory. We are going to see what this chapter is all about. I'm going to take you through the textbook. You see the learning outcomes. You see the key words. And you see why are we looking at this chapter? You will get all the answers to that. Okay. Josiah, can you read for me any other quote that you see?
Yes, teacher. Pardon.
You're going to help us and you read for us any other quote on our very first slide.
Any other quote? Huh? Okay.
Mm.
In the happiness of our childhood memories, our parents were happy too.
Read that again carefully.
In happiness of our childhood memories,
In the happiest.
our parents were happy too.
Mm. In the happiest of our
The
childhood
happiest of
memories.
our childhood memories,
Mm.
our
Our
parents were
parents
happy too.
were happy too. What do you think about that quote, Josiah?
Were happy. Yeah, like in our childhood, like they take care of you, and then you see when the parent is happy because he has you, she has you, or he has you.
Mm. Okay.
Like he's seeing a
Thank you
future
so
for
much.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Josiah, for that interpretation. Isaac, do you have another person who you think can help us throw more light on that quote about childhood memories? It goes like this. In the happiest of our childhood memories, our parents were happy too. I want someone to say something related to this quote. Isaac, do you have anyone?
Not really.
Oh, guys, we need to be active. We have done this now for some time and we know how it happens. The more you participate, the better it becomes. So if you want to say something about this quote, please raise your hand. And then Isaac will give you a chance to interpret this quote for us.
Michelle has her hand raised. Michelle, please unmute.
Okay. Hmm.
I think the quote means in the happiest of our memories that when we are always happy, in our memories that we were the most happiest, our parents were happy.
Mm-hmm. What does it mean?
I'm saying the quote says in the happiest of our childhood memories, our parents were happy. As it is, every parent wants their child to be happy. When they see their child happy, they get happiness too, which brings them joy.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you on that. So as we go through these childhood memories, I am also alive to the fact that we have those not so pleasant childhood memories, the sad memories, maybe when we lost someone, maybe when we got involved in an accident. Unfortunately, I have some people that have memories of molestation, some people were raped, things like that that are not pleasant. But yes, we also have
Excuse me, teacher, are you still on? Madam Safa.
I got off and I wanted us to be sure that we are on the same page.
Now you're quiet.
Okay. I wanted Isaac to first assure me that he's around. Actually, I am going to share with him this document so that when I am off, he can help. Let me first type in here. Right. Isaac, do you have your WhatsApp?
No, right now I don't have it.
Okay, it's okay then. Honey, just keep online and I'm going to share.
Maybe in the chat.
It's okay. Let me open it here. It's on my email. Okay. Is my screen now seen?
Yes.
Isaac, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted someone to help us explain this picture that we have here on our very first slide still, with many children and bicycles and some wordings right next to it, captioning it. If any person is willing, let them raise their hand and share with us what they are seeing. Anyone?
Whoever wants to contribute can raise your hand up from the reactions icon.
Let them raise their hands and we share.
Okay, Josiah, please unmute.
It says we had no idea how good we had.
Continue.
Yeah, So my explanation on this, like we had we had no idea how good we had it, because when you are from childhood, you go to adulthood. No way you can go back to childhood.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have another hand, Isaac?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Josiah.
No.
Okay, so you see these children, they are having a wonderful playtime. We all had those moments where we're playing with our friends, riding bicycles, maybe making blocks, building them. And do you know that a time came when we had the last childhood play? And we didn't realize it was going to be the last one. Maybe that last time before you went into boarding school, maybe that last time before you left the village, that last childhood game that you had. That's the quote that we have here. We had no idea how good these memories were. And we had no clue that those were the last ones we were going to have as babies, as children. Before we knew it, school was upon us, other responsibilities, like we see in this other quote about childhood memories. It is saying that childhood memories and childhood is said to be the best part of life because we don't have the burden of responsibility, and you live your life without any worry of anything. You're just schooling, playing, and having fun. So it turns out to be the very best part of many people's lives. Yes, some people, when they compare their adulthood to childhood, they may tell you that adulthood is better than childhood. But for most of the people, childhood memories stand out. They have no stress, no responsibility. And like Chloe told us at the beginning of this lesson, everyone is handling you with care. They are forgiving you when you make mistakes. He's only a child. And my dear, when you grow up and you're a teenager, you make mistakes, you're held accountable. And many people don't find that nice. So I'm going now to move to another document which has the learning outcomes. I think I have this on WhatsApp. So this is how your Senior 3 book is going to look like. This is your learner's book. It's green. The Senior 2 book is blue, has a blue cover, and this one has a green cover. As you can see from the contents, your first chapter is going to be childhood memories. And if someone out there can read for us some of the things we are going to meet in this chapter, I'll be glad. Isaac, please read for me.
Okay. Chapter 1 is childhood memories. Chapter 1, communicating a memorable experience from our childhood. Chapter 2, habitual past, used to and would. Chapter 3, adjectives and adverbs. Chapter 4, ing forms. Chapter 5, applying newly acquired phrases and verbs in writing. Chapter 6, exploring the adjectives and other expressions used to describe a former teacher. And chapter 7, using similes and metaphors to describe people.
Yes, thank you so much, Isaac. So these are some of the things we are going to look at in this holiday. For this particular lesson, I want us to focus on the first subchapter, which is communicating a memorable experience from our childhood. As we progress in this lesson, I want us to prepare a childhood memory. And for this particular class, I prepared that we share the best Christmas memory. But before we do that, I want us to first move on. Don't worry, I'm going to share this book in our WhatsApp group, and we are going to see how to always use it together when we have lessons. Okay. Now, Isaac, I want you to get me one person that can interpret these images. We have 4 of them. What are these children doing? Any person? Someone that has not spoken. If you're there and you've not said anything and you're itching to unmute and say something, please interpret for us all these pictures, or if there is any that stands out for you, you can do just that. I wish we can get one person that can say at least one thing about each of the 4 images shared here in our textbook.
Naga Christine, please unmute. Okay. Secondly, Nathan, please unmute.
Picture number 4 says, no.
Yes,
Picture
Nathan, we
number
can hear you.
Picture number 4 in a play.
So we are not getting him very well. Maybe Martha. Martha, please unmute.
The second picture on the right, jumping ropes. In childhood, most especially when kids would be many, they would get a rope. Maybe they make it out of banana fibers, so one would hold on the other end and another on the other end, and it would be a long rope. So many of you would enter, but anyone who would fail to jump properly would get out at the end, as they're looking for the one who jumped best.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful insight. Now we have one picture well explained clearly. Can we get other people to tell us what they are seeing and what kind of memory it provokes in them? What do you remember? Have you done some of these things before? You know, let's interpret the image.
Hezron, Israel. Unmute.
In picture 3, no, I mean 4, children are playing with tires. Usually in childhood, children would get tires and roll them around the village for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have shared this same book I'm using in our WhatsApp group. So those that are on WhatsApp can steal a moment and go and open it there, just like I am doing. We were here. I still need some people to interpret the first two images on the left, the one that has two children holding colorful things, and then the one where children are holding hands. If someone can interpret these two for us, we shall progress to other things. Isaac, do you have someone? Yes, I like that.
There is Michelle. Unmute.
Okay.
So I think the first picture, these kids are using Roblox cubes to add them up and build up something. This enables them to build up their mindsets. Since when they're building up the Roblox cubes, they will be knowing their mind will be exploring. When they put some in a position they are not putting, this will tell them that it will make their thinking capacity grow more larger.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Michelle. And I agree with you. These are some of the games that we used to play when we were younger. And I like the fact that Michelle knows the logic behind them. When children play these small building games, they get to think better. You know, these games have a way they coordinate their cognitive abilities. They allow them to reason better as a child, as a baby, as you're building your blocks. And maybe if they don't patch up, you see similar colors are put together. It allows children to learn grouping. And at the end of the day, they become better thinkers. These are some of the games that we played when we were younger. And finally, we have one last image. I want someone to throw more light on it. One last one, and we move on to something else. Isaac, do we have someone?
No.
Maybe you can choose or you can interpret that for us.
The one where they are holding hands.
Yes. What do you think is happening? What is so extraordinary about this image? What are you seeing?
I think they could be singing this song, the songs that we used to sing when we were in nursery, where somebody is running out. There is a cat, somebody acting like a cat chasing somebody acting like a rat around the circle. Yes, I think that's
okay.
the game they could be playing.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Have you seen that child that is in a wheelchair?
Yes, I have seen.
Do you want to say something about him or her?
She is crippled.
And what do you think about the fact that that her friends are playing with her, allowing her to participate in their games? What I feel like you should say something about that.
And I think they are trying to make her feel in place, and also in that way they're also respecting her dignity, and they're also trying to create memories that it was
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Isaac, for that insight. I like the fact that these children are different ages, different physical abilities, but they are still playing together. This could teach us something, even when we go back to our schools where we may have some children that have different abilities, that maybe are physically challenged. Some of them may not be able to hear you. Some of them are blind. Others are autistic. Sometimes it's very important to play with them and help them to also create childhood memories, like how Isaac has put it. Thank you very much. Now we have these keywords that I want you to write in your books. If you're having a notebook, we have these keywords. I want us to take 1 minute because these are words we are going to meet as we go through this chapter. Even when you go back to school, as you're going through childhood, it will give you added advantage in your discussions at school. So I want us to write these words down. Take like minutes, maybe 4 minutes. Try to get what these words mean, and we are going to share in just a bit. Let's write them. Okay. Someone has already told me that he's done with the writing. That's very impressive. Now let's get to know what these words mean. Yeah, here we are. If you get the meaning of a word, you can raise your hand and Isaac will give you an opportunity to shine. And we don't have to follow the order. Free to start with the word scene, nostalgic, recollection. You would just tell us. Raise your hand if you have any word you can explain to us.
Okay, Michelle, please unmute.
Isaac, I hope you're on the lookout.
So I think for me, brainwashing is when someone makes you think that something wrong, that makes you think that what okay, they make you do something wrong during their words or actions, making you think that it's correct just for their own personal interest.
Okay, thank you so much, Michelle. Why do you think we have this word under this chapter, childhood memories?
Because I think most people during our childhood memories, some people have suffered some tragic events during their childhood memories, like when they're brainwashed by, like, because not all our relatives are good. Some relatives can brainwash you into doing something wrong, and when you end up doing it, you'll end up regretting.
Yes, thank you very much. I like your explanation. That is true. We have this word here for us to know it and to always stand our ground in case we discover that someone is trying to pollute our brains, our minds with some theories that may not resonate very well with our beliefs. As a child, you may not know what is wrong and what is right. But as you keep growing, you should get a sense of discernment so that people don't brainwash you so that people don't find you and give you ideologies that you don't even believe in. They kill your cultural beliefs because as a child, there are things that maybe your parents teach you. And as you keep growing, some people may come and want to take that down the drain. You have to stand warned. Said, you end up regretting if you become a yes, another word. Isaac, I see many hands are up. Please allow people to unmute.
Okay, we Hilda, please unmute.
Banonze, Atebiga. Teacher, I'm going to explain the word memo. Network.
Yes, Hilda, we can hear you. Please go ahead and speak.
I'm going to explain the word memo. Memo, it's like something that you record at a past. Like you go to the village, you find some friends, you get some conversations. Once you come back, you record. What you record, it's what we call the memo. You may try to explain your friends what you discovered from a different place. Something that you can remind or record at first, it's what we call a memo, teacher.
Okay, thank you so much, Hilda. Do we have other people that want to take part and explain to us what some of these words mean?
Okay, we have Liz. Please unmute.
Imbue. To
So,
imbue is to fill something or someone with a particular feeling or with an idea or like a quality. Like, for example, as children, they fill us with different beliefs and things that we have to do in life.
Okay, thank you. Continue.
Another word that can be used for imbue can also be to infuse or leaven.
Okay, thank you so much. I like your ability to give us even synonyms. That's very important. Yes, thank you so much, my dear. What's your name?
Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you so much, Elizabeth, for that wonderful insight. Yes, like Elizabeth has done, if you have any synonym or word that may mean the same or get close to the word you're explaining to us, please give it to us. Are you there?
Chaine, please unmute.
Autobiography. This is a story of a person's life written by the person themselves. For example, an autobiography novel that may contain things of the writer's experience.
No. You know the difference between an autobiography and a biography?
Yes. A biography, this is also
What is
a
a
story.
biography then? Hmm.
A biography is a story of a person's life, but it's not written by the writer themselves. Yeah, it might be of another person. The writer, let me say, a biography novel will not be for the person themselves who was written the novel. The experience will be for another person, but written, yeah, by another person, something like that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I like the fact that you know the exact difference. For an autobiography, someone is telling their story from childhood to where they are, just giving their life story, their hustles, their successes, their challenges, the kind of life they have lived. Someone writes their own story. Yes, a biography is almost the same, just that this time someone is writing about another person's life. I am reading an autobiography. I actually finished reading it. It's entitled Trust. When you find that book in some of the famous supermarkets, you should buy it and read it. It's very interesting. I am reading an autobiography entitled Trust. It is found in all quality supermarkets, and it was written by the owner of quality supermarkets, people that live around Kampala, Stende, Nadia. There are very many branches. Lubowa. When you find that autobiography, you should read it. But for today, the most important thing is for us to learn the difference between an autobiography and a biography. And I repeat, for purposes of someone that maybe who has not been paying attention, an autobiography is a book, a story about someone's life written by that same person themselves. Someone writes their own story. And for a biography, someone is writing about somebody else's life. Thank you so much, Yune, for giving us the exact difference. Okay, we have 3 more minutes for this activity. Let's get some more words here. If you have a word you want to explain to us, you can raise your hand. We are going to handpick them, and the other words We're going to look at them maybe after the lesson. We need to progress. Isaac, do you have any other person out there?
Yes.
Okay.
Here from Hannah.
Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm going to talk about
Good afternoon to you, Hannah. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm going to talk about flashback. A flashback is like to remember something that happened, let me say, some time back, or maybe you can say long ago.
That's true. Thank you, Hannah. Flashback, a moment where I reflect on times that have passed. Flashbacks are even used in movies, in books, in fiction, where they first take you back. So sometimes as you're thinking about your childhood, you may have a flashback to remember them very well. Thank you, Hannah. Any other person?
Let us hear from Irina. Please unmute.
For me, I'm going to explain the word foreboding. Foreboding is feeling that something bad happened.
Okay. Is feeling that? Irina, please give us your answer again. Isaac, did you get the answer?
Irina, please unmute.
Okay. Foreboding is having a feeling that something bad will happen.
Okay. Irina, do you want to tell us that it's the difference? It is the opposite of flashback?
I'm not very certain, but maybe, I'm not very certain actually.
It may happen, picked from the future. See, depending on the events that have happened today, I may have a serious quarrel with my friend when I meet her next. So that is foreboding, picking an estimation of something that may happen in the future. Thank you very much. Let's have one last person that is dying to explain a word, one word. We shall pick just one more word and we move on.
Okay. Let us hear from Sentongo Teresa. Yes.
I'm hard to explain mindscape, a mental or physical area of thinking in one's mind. Hello?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Teresa. We have got that, and that is true. So we have some learning outcomes here, and I'm going to ask Isaac to choose just one person to read. Let me see. Okay, we had looked at them at the very beginning. Okay, so let's now go back to this. We have looked at our keywords and learning outcomes. So I have some pictures to help probe our mind here and there about Christmas memories. Please take some 5 minutes and think about your favorite Christmas memory, the one that stood out for you as a child. And you are going to share that with us in a few minutes. Yes, a Christmas memory. What's that exciting Christmas memory that you hold from your childhood? We are going to raise our hands and share. We are just going to tell these stories. And I pray that you participate in this activity because it's the main activity of this lesson. Share with us, what is your favorite Christmas memory? As you're sharing your story, please make sure you use the past tense because it is a past event. Yes, it's very important for you to narrate your tale in the past. Is ready and you want to share with us? Just raise your hand and Isaac will give you an opportunity. I pray that we get around 10 for this very provoke your thinking. You see some family gatherings, Santa, gift sharing, playing. Just give us your best memory and we are going to appreciate it. If you have it ready, you raise your hand and share with us.
Asimwe Maria. Unmute.
My favorite Christmas memory, I remember when we were still in a big family, what would happen was at around midnight, everyone would come and bring different presents. So each one would have to bring a present, except us who are kids. They would have to bring a present. So us, we just pick any. They would all be wrapped. So we'd just come and pick any present.
Okay. So what makes that your favorite memory? Did you at some point pick something very exciting? Is it because of the pressure? What made it stand out?
Well, why it was my favorite was because every time it would either be a new dress or a teddy bear, one of those. So I obviously, before I grew, because when we grew, we had to become part of that and have to start buying. But when we were still kids, we would buy. Yeah. So every time, and you would even get to stay up late knowing that I'm going to get something new this time.
Okay, that's quite interesting. I love it. I love that culture of sharing gifts on Christmas. It's so exciting. I love gifts, and I have to make sure that we have that secret Santa in my home. Even the babies participate, of course, I buy for them and they times when our parents would buy for us at 14, and for them they have to use their allowances and savings to buy. It's not that exciting. So you better enjoy the moments. If you're still having some money that is not from your pocket, which you use to participate in these exciting Christmas memories, you better take that as a privilege. I love gifts. I love your memory. Okay, let's have another person sharing with us. What's your favorite Christmas memory? What's that thing that would make you look forward to Christmas? So what's that thing that you remember? In the keywords we had that you remember, and you're sad that it's no longer happening. Maybe you're both happy because of the times you shared, but also sad that those times are gone. What's that one thing that you used to enjoy a lot in Christmas, especially when you were younger? Isaac, we have other volunteers.
We
Okay.
have Noeline Maria. You can please unmute and share your idea.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Maria.
My best childhood Christmas memory was when, okay, like we were at home, we were very many people, and we are not yet gone for Christmas shopping, and they were like children, they pick what they want. So as kids, we just got what to eat, came back, decorated the house, and ate. That's the best childhood memory because I remember when like the other elderly people, if they were to ask what they wanted, they were to give in their money such that they could give them what they wanted. But as for us children, they could just give us anything.
Okay. That's nice. That's nice. It makes you want to become a child again. All right. Thank you so much, Maria. Isaac, we have other hands.
Oh, okay, let us hear from Ed Joel.
Good evening. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Joel.
Okay, my Christmas memories, in my childhood Christmas memories, kind of nostalgic because those memories, there are people who passed away. Yeah. For example, when all the, from the grandfather to the last ever grandchild would all come together and, celebrate Christmas as a family. Of course, by nostalgic, I mean, the memories I remember they are happy, but at the same time they are sad, right? Yeah. Anyway, my Christmas childhood memories would be like we all come as a family on Christmas, go to church, come back from church, have a Christmas dinner, then we go out, yeah, go out in the evening, stay there up to like 10 p.m. Yeah, and of course, us as children, we wouldn't pay for anything, so it was very, it was a very very nice feeling, and as me, I never took it for granted. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. As you can see in some of the pictures that I gathered for us, there is that one that has very many people, children, grandchildren, everyone coming together as family. It creates wonderful, amazing, memorable experiences. Thank you so much for sharing with us. 5 minutes for this activity. Let's have more people sharing. Isaac. No hands up.
We have Patricia, sorry, Rion. Please unmute.
Good evening.
Rion, please unmute.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon to you.
My Christmas memory is when we were younger and still used to go to the village. So we'd gather up with my cousins and buy gifts for everyone.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. That one is more about family gathering, and family has no gift exchange culture. I want you to start it. Please start it. This Christmas of 2025, around September, talk to your family members. If it means exchanging small papers to know who is gifting who, please lead it. It's a very good thing to do. It makes people think about other people's personalities. As you're going to gift your dad, you wonder what it is that you can get him and he gets excited. If it's your sister, if you're not sharing gifts, because you can bear me witness from the stories we've had, those gifts make the difference. The excitement, the anticipation, the pressure. I love it. I cannot have a session in my family where we don't share gifts. I have to lead it. I always do it, and I implore you to do it. You can also do sharing. Now we are going to do our last activity, which is writing friendly letters with childhood memories. We are going to learn how to write friendly letters. Who has ever written a friendly letter? Raise your hand if you've ever written a friendly letter, an informal letter. Okay. I can see very many people have written friendly letters. We have many of them. And if we can get one person to take us through the stages of writing an informal letter, if you know, you can explain it to someone. Like you say, when you're writing a friendly letter, you start like this, and like this. Then we shall see how to come up with one. Okay, Hannah, do you want to take us through? Let me allow you to unmute. Yes, Hannah?
Yes, so when you write an informal letter, that is the writer's address.
Okay.
Then the body. Okay, then the introduction, then the writer's address, the introduction, the body, and yeah, I think it ends with the signature.
Okay. Are you trying to remind us that we have only one address in a friendly letter?
Yes.
Yes, we have only one address, which is the writer's address. On which side of the paper do we put the writer's address?
On your right. On your left. On your left.
On your right. Is it slanting or not slanting?
One informal letter?
Yes.
I don't think slant. Yeah, I think it's slanting.
Yes, it is slanting. Okay. Okay. So Hannah, I'm going to give you an assignment. In the next 3 minutes, please get a piece of paper and write for us a sample address, which you're going to share with us in the chat box. Just take a picture of your address, just the address, okay?
Okay.
Write a sample address for an informal letter and write the date very well, and then share it with us here for it's going to help us in our final assignment as a class. Okay, so, and thank you very much, Hannah, for that insight. Erina, do you want to share with us something about writing friendly letters? Irina's hand is down. Yes, know it.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
In your
afternoon to
writing
you.
a friendly letter
Mm.
or formal letter, you have the address, salutation. That's
Mm.
the maybe dear sir. Sorry, maybe dear Anna, or you mention your friend's name. Then you go to the body that has the greeting and then the content you're writing. Then the conclusion is, or the closing remarks has the, I don't know how to put it, maybe I hope to see you soon or something like that. Then that you put, okay, when you're writing that after the conclusion, that thing you write that I don't know how it's called, you write it in line with the address. Where the address begins is where you write it. Maybe yours faithfully, maybe your friend, something like that. Then you write your name down in small letters. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Noet. I am also going to give you the same assignment as Hannah, just that yours is going to include the salutation and signing off. Leave out the body. The body is what we are all going to do, okay? So I want you to write for us an example of the address, how it is slanting, and then the date coming to the first line of the first phrase up there, then the salutation exactly on the margin, then leave some space and write for us how we are supposed to sign off in a friendly letter. Yes, I'm going to give you like 3 minutes. You write that, take a picture of your work and share the image in the chat box here. Okay. I see Hilda's hand is up. I'm going to allow her to unmute and say something. Yes, Hilda. Hilda is not speaking. Someone that was using techno something has gone Bambi. I wanted to unmute him or her. We have someone on the call that is using ITEL S665. Yes.
What I wanted to say was, when writing informal letters, it is alright to be informal, to use, should I call it slang?
You can use informal language. We call it informal language, not slang. Feel free to say hello, how are you? I miss you. Do you remember? You can be playful in your language, something that is not allowed in an official letter. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
I understand your point. And I pray that in the letters that we are going to write, we are going to sound relaxed, playful, and cordial. Be warm with your friend, the same way you would write a cheat. Just avoid slang. Slang may not get you marks. If it's something that is just known between you and your friend, then you may have to loosely translate it. For me, or in your examinations, you have to translate it for the examiner. So I discourage you from using slang, but I know what you mean. You can use informal language, informal English, a playful tone. You're allowed to ask them, do you still wet your bed? Are you fine? I hope you're okay. I hope you no longer have mood swings. Feel free. You're talking to your friend when you're writing an informal letter or a friendly letter. Okay, so I have someone I want to speak. You're using Techno Air. Please unmute. Please unmute. Someone is using Techno Air, please unmute and tell us your name, then give us your answer or your comment, what you want to say. Then I also have Lamwaka. Lamwaka, do you want to unmute and tell us what you want to say? Your hand has been up for a while now. Okay. I like Josephine's comment. It is correct. There is a danger that is attached to using a lot of slang in informal letters. You may get used to it and you may not avoid it when writing a formal letter, and it will be a very bad thing for you. So let's use that cordial, warm language, but not slang. And when you're writing an official letter, you must sound serious, straightforward, straight to the point, and logical, highly logical. Okay, so as Hannah and who else was supposed to be this? It was Hannah and Noah. As they are getting us their answer, their address, I'm going to be drafting a simple question for us that we are going to use to write informal letters. Please try to practice. Practice. These are the items you're going to meet in your exams, and it's very important for you to know how to write them very well. Those of you that are not in the group, Isaac, I ask you, I'm kindly requesting you to share with us the group link again for those people that can join in on WhatsApp. Please share it again. You shared it at the start of the lesson, and some people were not yet on the call. Please share the link to our WhatsApp group. I'm also going to share my number for people to share their work later. Thank you, Isaac. People, that is our learning platform for Senior 3 2025. Yes, yes. Hannah? Hello, Hannah, can you hear me? Let me allow you to unmute. Okay, Hannah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We agreed that your address is going to be on the right-hand side. When I see it on your margin, I get worried. Do you want to redo it for us? Because on the image that you shared, it is on the left. It is on the left-hand side on the margin. This address is usually on the right. Please don't miss out the coherence mark. You may get the work that is relevant, but I want you to also get the coherence where you show the agreed rules. Okay.
Hello?
Friends, Patrin has shared something in the group. Please look at it. I like the way she has written her address. Makerere College, there is a comma. And please note that the first letters are capitalized. P.O. Box, there is a comma. Kampala, there is a full stop. And that will be followed by the date. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Cheune, for sharing that. Okay. I would like to thank the people that have shared with us the structure, and I pray that we shall implement it as we are writing our our letter. I have sent you the question, and I'm going to ask one person to read it out aloud for us. If you're willing to read the question, which is in our chat box, please raise your hand. Yes, Hills is here. Please unmute and read this question for us. I'll try to keep it short and direct. Hills, are you there? Okay, let me choose another person. I wanted to hear from a new voice, but Erina. Let me ask Erina.
Yeah.
Please read for us the question.
It says that the question states that you have heard of a sad news that your childhood friend is depressed. Write a letter to him or her with different accounts or stories of your favorite childhood memories together to uplift their mood.
That is it. I want us to use the remaining 30 minutes to write a letter. Please make sure your letter has at least 6 paragraphs. That's when you'll get all the marks for content. Yes. We are going to start by writing our address like that. Please add the date and salutation. And then you are going to conclude your letter. And then you will also sign it off, just like we have agreed in this lesson. Yes, Isaac, feel free to keep the question on our broadcast for people that have not opened it. And I'm going to keep here in case anyone has an inquiry. I'm going to stay around if you have any questions. I'm going to share my number if you want to have a private chat strictly about this lesson or anything educational. You can text me And then, but if you want to ask a question directly, you can also ask it here. I'm going to stay online until 4 p.m. I have reserved these 30 minutes for you to practice letter writing. But I'm going to stay online until those 30 minutes pass. So my number is shared here. Someone is asking, why 6 paragraphs? For your content to be sufficient, it should have minimum 6 paragraphs. Otherwise, you find that your work will attract less marks. I have taught children who consider themselves legends, who write letters that have just 1 paragraph with 3 lines. Please don't do that to yourself. Write sufficient work. Let different ideas be in different paragraphs. Let it be in different paragraphs, and then it will be sufficient for you to get a 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. Isaac, have you displayed the question? Antonia is asking me what we are writing about. Please show the question and help Antonia to know the kind of letter that I expect.
Okay, it's going to be coming up on the screen.
Yes, thank you.
Hope we can see it.
Someone is asking, and like I promised, I'm going to stay around to answer all your questions as you go through the assignment. That she thought the entire body is supposed to be in 1 paragraph. No, dear. We can have the first paragraph, which is the introductory, as you're greeting your friend, telling them how it's heard about the bad news, that they are depressed, something like that. Then in the next paragraph, which should be indented, do not skip lines. You can start on maybe your intention. You tell them, I'm writing this letter to remind you of the good olden days and to uplift your mood. For some people, this can still be in the same first paragraph where you greet and indicate your purpose of writing. Then as you start on the memories, let each fresh memory be in its own paragraph. So that means you will have like 4 paragraphs of the memory. The first one is the introductory paragraph, and the last one is your conclusion. So all together, let your body have minimum 6. Yes. Yes, Antonia, we are writing a friendly letter. Thank you so much. Yeah. I am going to stay around in case you have any questions. We are writing a letter, and we should be able to use our discretion to know that this is a friendly letter. Usually, no one will tell you to write a friendly letter. They expect you to console your friend. Sometimes they can even give you the scenario and ask you to console your friend. So you will have to use your discretion to know that you can write your friend a letter. Sometimes you can give a phone call and record that dialogue. But for specifically today, I want us to write a letter. In the other lessons that we are going to have, I'm going to be setting for you the exact standard question for you to use your discretion to answer, like we are going to see. Someone is giving me a question. When are we giving you the work? As soon as you finish, I am hoping that in these remaining 25 minutes, you could write the letter and get it done with, because tomorrow you will have another subject. And another subject. We shall be having English only on Monday. So I pray that we finish up with this and then hand in. Someone is asking how many lines should a paragraph have at least? If I'm going to answer this question directly, I say let each paragraph have at least 3 to 5 lines. Yes. Can I put my friend's name in the salutation? Yes, you can. You can say, dear Hannah, dear Rachel, dear Noet. Yes. Someone is asking for my number again. Let me put it. Please share your work for marking purposes. Yes, there it's given 0786266006. Yes, that's my number that is on WhatsApp that you can use to share your work. Is it a must that the lines you use in the first paragraph are the ones? Feel free. One paragraph can have 3, another can have 4, another can have 5. Just keep in the range of 3 to 5. 3 to 5. You're good to go. Is it possible to write a reference? It is not necessary in a friendly letter. We are writing an informal letter because we are writing to our friend, that is to answer Martha. If you have any question, please put it in the chat box. Can we sign at the end? Yes. Say your friend, put a comma, and write down your name. You can even write one name. You can even write your name, your one name, Christian name even, or your first name. You can say your friend down, Isaac. Very good. Do I need to put the address in a friendly letter? Yes, you do. You put just one address, which is the writer's address. And we have shared some pictures here in the meeting chat. You can scroll back up and then see an example of the address. Joseph is asking, I don't know, let me start with Hills. Are we supposed to use any specific address? No. You shouldn't. Just put any address, any school. You don't even have to put your actual school's address. It can be Trees Primary School, Trees Secondary School, Cheers Secondary School. Anything will do. You don't have to be using any address in particular. When are we submitting the work? As soon as you complete it, as soon as you finish, I am suggesting that you present your work today for purposes of progress, because tomorrow you will have another lesson, as you have seen your timetable in your WhatsApp group. Tomorrow will not be for English. I'll have another class. Are we supposed to skip lines when paragraphing? No. Do not skip lines. Just use the indented kind of paragraph where you move somewhat away from your margin and then make a new paragraph. How do I send my work? I have shared my WhatsApp number. You can share your work there on WhatsApp, or you can share your work in the group if that's okay with you. When are we submitting the work? As soon as we finish. Okay, do we skip lines between paragraphs? No. Please indent. By indent, I mean move just a few centimeters from the main margin and start a new paragraph. When you want to start another new paragraph, do the same. This letter is informal because you're writing to your friend. We expect minimum 6 paragraphs. Martha is telling us they can't submit the work in the group. This is okay. That's why I've shared my WhatsApp number. And Isaac has also shared it again. Yes, Martha? Martha, your hand is up. You can unmute and say something. Yes. Lorena, you can use a nickname in a friendly letter. Just make sure your nickname is decent. Make sure it is decent. Some people have nicknames that are not godly. Those ones, they may not give you good marks. Just have your nickname as long as it is decent. Nikki, dear Nikki, dear Lynn. Thank you, Isaac, for sharing the timetable. Someone is asking, can I write the date? Yes, you write the date. You do. After your address, you put the date before the salutation. We are going to have a clear image when we meet again. Okay, friends, I think our questions are over. Now we can leave the call. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for sharing your childhood memories. Thank you for being a part of this lesson. I hope you have learned a thing or two. And when we meet next Monday, we are going to begin by sharing the best letters for all of us to learn the structure of an informal letter. We are going to use this information even when we go back to our schools. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you. Please send my appreciation to your parents for sponsoring your study online, for giving you a phone, a laptop, buying you data, and all they have done to support you here, and maybe even in your other endeavors. Thank you so much. May God bless you. I am waiting for your responses. Can't wait to mark you, and then I will respond to you individually. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for appreciating. I can see your messages. Much as you can't unmute. Thank you for appreciating the lesson. Yes, goodbye. Bye-bye. Yeah, thank you.